Good afternoon and welcome to Discuss on Global Television. I am your host, Priscilla Obasi. Today, we're talking about the recent, roar from ASU. ASU has they recently raised a fresh alarm of the possibility of another full-scale nationwide strike. This is a concern that puts millions of students on the edge because of the fact that it raises big questions about, the welfare, the future of Nigerian universities. To help us understand what this means for students, for institutions, and the country at large, I'm going to be joined by one of the members of the National Association of Nigerian Students. He will be a voice to help us, see things from the perspective or from the angle of Nigerian students. You get to meet him after this break. Please stay with us. All right, we're joined by one of the members of the Nigerian Association of Nigerian Students, Umar Farouk. He wants to help us understand what this constant threat, what all of this means for students, for institutions, and the country. You're welcome to the conversation, Umar Farouk. Are you there? Can you hear me? Oh, there seemed to be some technical hitch there. Let's just go for a quick break. When we come back, I'm sure all of this will be resolved. Please stay with us. Welcome back. If you're still with us, we're talking about the constant threat, that has been constantly thrown towards the federal government by that section of, staff of university that's talking about ASUs. Sarah Faru, are you there with me? Are you there with me? Kindly unmute your mic, please.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here with us. So we'll start with this question. Now, from NAN's perspective, what has triggered this constant strike from ASU? What have NANs gotten, or what does NANS understand from the whole situation that has lingered for this long? Go ahead, sir.
But the request the ASU are demanding is not the request of yesterday or last 2 months. The request has been long overdue, so they are requesting for some allowances and some arrears. But I believe that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the student leadership in the whole country are discussing with the ASU so that these issues of students that will be resolved by God's grace.
Okay, what do you see? Do you see another shutdown that is imminent? Do you think that ASU would carry out this threat it has issued to the federal government?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I don't believe that ASU will go on strike again, because every student that is in this country and the student leaders are appealing to ASU so that, because the federal government is paying loan to students, is giving them loan. So I don't think ASU, any student will be happy for ASU to go on strike. And by God's grace, I believe the federal government, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Minister of Education, and all the stakeholders in the education sectors are going to see how this issue of ASU strike will come to stop forever. And there's no student that will pray that ASU should go on strike, because time is not on everybody's side again.
Okay, so you mentioned the issue of loans. Now, can you just brief the public how this loan thing has been going from the students' angle, from the government angle? Do you think it's been going smoothly, and do you think it's a good initiative?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's a very good initiative since 1999. In fact, I was born, since I was born, I have never seen a government that looked into the student issues like the way President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done. Because this is a light. Because without lights, automatically there will be darkness. And once there is darkness, there will not be law and order in the country. Because anybody that is not enlightened, that didn't go to school, he can be sent to go and do terrorism or stealing or other things, or Yahoo and the rest. But with the coming of the President of Bola Tinubu, he has encouraged Nigerians to go and get free education without student loan. After 2 years of graduating,
Go ahead.
Then you can be paying your the support and the help of the president. I know that ASU will not go on strike. And believe me, the president of Nigeria would not go to sleep when students have been working day and night to make sure that students go to school, the youth of Nigeria go to school. We will be well prepared.
Do you think the demands of ASU in a way reflects, the needs of students? does it reflect the concern of Nigerian students, or is it just something that is just set apart for lecturers and academics in the system?
First and foremost, we look at what ASUU is demanding for. Because now, one, ASUU are not demanding for student welfareism. Two, ASUU are not demanding for students school fees should be paid. Three, ASUU are not demanding what we call empathy for students. They are demanding for their own payments that they want the federal government to do. Maybe their upkeep or their increment in salary or their allowances or their wages. They never think of students. What they think is all about themselves. Now, we agree, no problem. They can demand that the lecturers must be paid so amount of money. But it should be reasonable. It should be reasonable because without the student, there will not be ASUU. Without the student, there's no ASUU. Without the student, automatically lecturers will not go to class. So there's no time or no time in the country where students will say, we are going for strike. Because how can students go and close their institution by themselves? Automatically, it's not wrong. It's not right. It's wrong. Then automatically, as a lecturer, as a parent, you keep on pushing your demand, not threatening the student that we are going on strike to prolong the issue of the academic calendar and to destroy the academic calendar. Fine. We agree that our lecturers must be paid good salary. Fine, we agree that our lecturers must be given good wages. Fine, we agree that, but you should put it amicably, not by closing the campuses. It's not right. That is what the student leaders are saying in Nigeria. That it's not right for you to be closing the campuses. Go and register your problem to the government, because we are not the one that employ them. It's the federal government that employ them. So we are watching. We are appealing to ASUU. Please, they should not close our campuses. Our campuses is very important for us, so that when somebody is supposed to graduate in the next 4 years, he should graduate in the next 4 years, not in 6 years or 7 years.
Okay, let's talk about how all of this affects students. Issues like strike, the academic disruption like this. How does it affect students? How does it even affect their finances, their future plans, and everything?
It affects students psychologically.
It prolongs their time, in school. Aside this, which other ways does it affect students?
As a matter of fact, it affects the student because the parent is not every day do you expect the parent should be giving student money to pay the school fees. Okay. If your parents are tired of paying school fees, giving you house rent, can you hear me? If your parents are tired of paying school fees, paying house rent, or maybe or your upkeep and the rest. But as a matter of fact, the lecturers themselves, they are parents. They have responsibility. They have responsibility. So we are urging the federal government to call ASUU on round-table discussion so that our campuses will not be closed.
At this point, I think we just go for a quick break right now. When we come back, the conversation continues. Please stay with us. On the conversation, talking about the constant threat that ASUU keeps throwing at the federal government concerning strike. And we're in the studio with one of the members of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, Umar Farouk. Are you still there with us, sir?
You're welcome.
Okay, so we're talking about how the constant strike, the effects, the ripple effects it poses on students out there, and you were mentioning some. Please go ahead.
Yes, as a matter of fact, when we talk of something that is going to affect the students, and as a matter of fact, because the students, even if the federal government is paying for the rent of this for school fees and upkeep, automatically they can't pay for the rent because the rent is very important for Nigerians to look at it because Nigerian students, and it's going to affect the year of your services to the federal government, which is wrong. We are urging Nigerians, Nigerian youth, and Nigerian students, and the ASUU, we are calling on them, please, they should go back to the negotiating table so that they can discuss modalities in place with with the Minister of Education. If the Minister of Education discuss with them, if they could not be able to resolve it, I believe the Minister of Education is going to take on the issue to the President. And I believe the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will not sleep until the issue of students is resolved in Nigeria. Because without students, there would not be a very good country. Without students, there will not be a Minister of Agriculture, there will not be anything at all in Nigeria. And we believe that with education, automatically the students will get wiser and more intelligent to move on in their life. Thank you very much.
Okay, so some students have raised concerns about, do I call this archaic calendars, academic calendars? I really want to know how NANS, comes to play in all of this. The update of curriculum. Is there anything NANS, has been able to discuss about this when it comes to updating the curriculum?
Okay. As a matter of fact, there's nothing else can do for now. Student leaders will continue agitating for Nigerian students. For Nigerian students to be in their campuses. The issue of ASUU is, as I earlier said, is going to be tabled by for the Minister of Education. And the Minister of Education is going to take it up if he cannot resolve it. Academic calendar, to be sincere, if ASUU went for strike, academic calendar is being interrupted because some of them could not be able to complete their 4 years program until the ASUU strike is not being taken. So I believe with this, I know Nigerians will be grateful if ASUU will not go for strike, especially the students and the student leaders.
Okay, from that perspective, what funding models do you think would stabilize university systems?
Resolving ASUU problem, resolving ASUU problem, I don't think it's something that we can do it immediately because there are so many pending issues, salary, wages, allowances, so many things. So I don't think that issue will be resolved as soon as possible. But with time, I believe the president will overcome it and students will join hands together with the president of Nigeria and the student leaders. Then we will now resolve the issue of this ASUU strike that has been disturbing us since 1950 till date.
What do you think ASUU should do differently to reduce the disruptions in the system?
If ASU should go to drawing board, they have to consider that Nigeria as a country need education. And all the children that are in those institutions, that they are lecturers, they are children of their own children. If you didn't born them, then automatically some of them are age mates of their children. And some of those lecturers, their children go to same institutions that normal Nigerians go to. So they should look into this and observe that they need to resolve this issue of students and youth.
What exactly can ASU do differently from, rather than going on strikes? What would you suggest they do to be able to bring their concerns to the government and get the results that they really want?
It's not issue of when they resolve one, the patient they are here for 6 months, they'll go and sleep. What ASU should do differently, they should continue pressing, not until when the thing has gone to such agitating. They should sit down and think. Let them continue discussing with the government till they resolve all the issues, not issue of I'm going for strike. Once they say going for strike, they'll call them and discuss with them and solve 1/10, and they'll go back to classes. No. When they discuss with federal government and they solve 1/10, then they should continue discussing until they solve all their problems.
Interesting.
I think that is what ASU should do different.
So continue talking to the government until they see the results they need.
Yes.
Now, in your opinion, do you think their demands are fair enough, or are they just, unnecessary?
Some of the demands is fair, and to me, some of the demands are not useful.
Are you saying that is a yes? Do you think ASU is being reasonable in any way at all, or are they totally out of point? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. When it comes to salary, to increase the salary, it's fine. When it comes to the issue of wages, it's fine. When it comes to the issue of giving back to the society, because without lecturers, automatically they will know that you can become a political mogul, and when lecturer, you can call you a business mogul. Then when lecturers, without lecturers, they will not be students. Without students, they will not be lecturers. So they should continue pressing their demand. I think that is the best.
Are strikes indirectly pushing students towards private institutions option? And what does that mean for, our public universities?
Yes, actually keeping students into private institutions. They are giving the private institution opportunity to take some of our students and that is corruption. Because anybody that is working with government will try to see how he can amass wealth so that he can send his children to private institutions. That is very, very wrong. And as a matter of fact, ASU should to make sure that they say this problem, and this problem, and this problem. I think it's better ASU should sit down and discuss with the federal government totally so that everything will be resolved.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're still on the conversation. Let's just go for a quick break. When we return, we'll talk about curriculum proper, the curriculum that has been established in our public universities that I think, and a lot of students think, are outdated. The courses, outdated courses, and the unemployment in the system. Please stay with us. All right, welcome back. Thank you for still being here with us. We're talking about the recent threats by the ASU to the Nigerian government, talking about strike. And we're here with one of the Nigerian or National Association of Nigerian Students, Umar Farouk, a member of them. And then right now, I want to talk about curriculum quality of education. Now, do you think Nigeria's university curriculum still reflects the realities of today's job market? And let me add this. Do you think we have lecturers that, have the 21st century educational skills, educational knowledge, of what it takes to impact students for the realities of today's job market? Kindly unmute your mic, please. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
You can hear. Okay. What is the question again? Can you come again? Sorry.
The question is, the courses we have in our Nigerian universities, our curriculum, the courses available, do they still reflect the realities of today's job market? Do we have lecturers that, teach courses that are up to date with the realities of today's job market?
The answer is no. As a student leader, I don't believe that our curriculum are up to date. But our secondary curriculum are doing well. But our tertiary institution curriculum, especially from the colleges of education, we need to move into the cyber world, because everybody in the world is moving into the cyber world. Because we need to update our data and our education sector, especially the colleges of education. Because without the colleges of education being well equipped by modern facilities to lecture students in the classrooms, automatically we are getting it wrong, because everybody is moving into the world of IT. So I don't think I think with technology, and I think the federal government needs to look into this with immediate effect.
How in tune are these bodies? The NUC, that is the National University Commission, ASU, the SUG, which is a student union government, and with the National Association of Nigerian Students. Do you think these bodies are intertwined enough? Because I feel like there needs to be a form of synergy among all of these bodies that govern our education system for us to see real progress. But is that the case? Is there a synergy?
Yes, this synergy is taking place, and I believe with time, all of us will be in the same page, and the president will governize them, and everybody will be in one page. And we are working with the ASU, the SUG president, the NACES, the NAUS, the NAPS, all of them are working together to see how Nigeria in their tertiary institution.
So what has been part of the challenges, limiting or hindering the synergy that we're expected to see? Because honestly, it doesn't look as if there is a synergy. Well, I believe there might be of some sort, but it's not fully maximized. The potential of all of these bodies are not fully reached when they intertwine, when they come together. So what is that barrier? What is that thing that is limiting us from seeing, or that's limiting the systems, those institutions from coming together to really reach its full potential in result making?
The student union government and ASU and the federal government need to work together to see how we can synergize. And we are doing that already. Long before now, we are doing that, and we are making sure that everything is going to work fine. By God's grace, the issue of ASU strike, the issue of the students upgrade in their institution, the students of the issue of uh, will be resolved with immediate effect, because this president has so much passion and love for education.
Let's talk about unemployment. We have students pass through the university, College of Education, polytechnics, and when they're done with the system, including the whole delay they get to pass through, at the end of the day, it doesn't look at it that there is something out there, that is being secured for them. Talking about unemployment, do you think that all of this has a connection with the persistent strike? Or what is NANS doing about the current unemployment in Nigeria?
You see, NAS doesn't have a capacity to go and be discussing the issue of any unemployment. The only where the territory of student unionism stops in the campuses. But you see, as a matter of fact, as a student activist, we are here to protect the students that even graduated from their institution. So I believe that the issue of unemployment is something that has been long overdue that the Nigerian government need to solve. But as a matter of fact, we have companies. It's not only federal government that can employ you. We have factories, we have companies, we have they can go and set up their own businesses and the rest. So instead of any unemployment that don't have a job, you can never see a doctor in the street of Nigeria working without getting one or two places, either pharmacy or hospital or any medical laboratory that is not working. That is professional. But you see so many
Okay, so
people
beyond
that
funding
finish business
issues that
studies,
ASU has
they are in
raised, do you
business
think
admin,
lecturer
business.
performance and accountability should also be part of the discussion?
It's very, very important. Very, very important. They also need to be accountable to Nigerians that this is what they have collected, and this is the
Seem to be
problem.
having
The issue is that they are doing their issue
network glitch
only
at
as
this point. Maybe we'll just go for a quick break. When we return, we hope that all of these issues are resolved. Please stay with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Call sport. Sorry.
Welcome back. Thank you very much for still being here with us. We're still with our guests, Umar Farouk. Apologies, Umar. You may have to, reiterate us with the last things you were saying before we went on that break. Please go ahead.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we are synergizing and working to see how the issue of unemployment will be resolved in Nigeria as well. Because when a student graduated from university and served his 1 year compulsory service or gotten what they call it exemption later, what next? He go to labor market. The labor market will look at him. If he's reading, if he has read engineering, he can look for a site without even the government absorbing him to go and start working there. I don't think issue of unemployment is the responsibility of the federal government alone. When you have education, the world market can consume you if you have what it takes.
So what are those steps that ASU, that NANS, that every other body in the education sector is doing to ensure that after the years spent in universities, spent in higher education, spent, in the system, what is the assurance that I come out and I meet a decent job for me out there? Especially with the fact that there are no, the courses, our curriculum doesn't really reflect the 21st century opportunities, talking about social media, the whole social media world and space. What's the guarantee and what is that step? Because I really want to know the steps that NANS and every other body is putting towards ensuring jobs, are available for graduates out there.
Yes, our own is the NAS is to discuss with the federal government and let the government know that more opportunities should be created, especially in the armed forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria, because we don't have up to 5 million Nigerian police. So I think more recruitment should go on in police, more recruitment should go on in civil defense, more recruitment should go on the Nigerian military, so that we can have our defense system well equipped. That is why we are urging the president, and we know it's the president that listens to Nigerians. And Nigerians cry. Once they cry, the president listens to them. And I believe that the president will create more jobs to Nigerians, and Nigerians will appreciate what the president is doing.
Are there systems in universities that ensure that lecturers undergo periodic evaluation and assessment to ensure that they are really delivering on the services they've been employed to? Are there systems that are put in place where students can give feedback, in cases where lecturers are not performing well or they're going against the rule of law?
Yes, that is the work of the student union government in institution, the SUG. Because when they see harassment of female students, when they see that the lecturers are not doing what they are not supposed to do, the student union president and his ESCOs will raise alarm and talk to the vice chancellor. If the thing did not stop, I think he raised alarm and go to the media and shout. Then Nigerians will listen to him, and the federal government will listen to the student union government. That is why in all cases you see so many SUG presidents have not graduated from institution. They have not, because of the issue of unemployment, the harassment from our lecturers and our lecturers will be harassing the students. Our lecturers will not be accountable for the students. When the time for lecture start come, they'll come at the time they want, and at the end of the day, they give them exams and tests and assignment that is not supposed to be for them. So that is what is causing the problem. But you see, student union government and the SUGs will now start talking.
Do you believe that the government should introduce performance-based funding for universities? Do you think so?
Yeah, it's very important. It's very, very important. Very, very important.
And what would that do to help the situation, to make it better?
Yeah, it's going to make the lecturers to be on their toes, and everybody will be in his toes in the institution. I think that is the best.
Okay, so in cases where students continue to see these threats, in their academics, continue to see the ongoing strike, what would you say? What would be the way forward? As a national association of Nigerian students member, are there any points you give alternatives of students just dropping out to go look for something elsewhere, or what other options are there for them?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there's no option. In as far as I'm concerned, the only option is for student leaders to concentrate on how students will get their welfare, how students are supposed to get what they deserve. And in the campuses, I believe that student leaders will discuss, especially the union president will discuss and now reach out to people. Thank you.
While I was in school, there used to be association of different students from different states. I don't know, this is a bit off our conversation, but I want to throw light on such associations.
We have national, we have, yes, as a matter of fact, we have National Association of Nigerian Students, which is the umbrella body of the governors, all the student body in Nigeria, which is National Association of Nigerian Students. We have National Association of Polytechnic Students, which those people, they are the ones to reduce the body to the president student leader, National Association of Nigerian Students, to reduce the body so that they can reach out to those people in polytechnic where the president cannot reach out. Then the president of polytechnic students will reach out. Then we have colleges of education. We have where the colleges of education where we produce most teachers and lecturers that are teaching us both in primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. So we have some of them that needs to be sensitized and let them know that yes, this is colleges of education, National Association of Colleges of Education. We have National Association of University Students. So it's not everything that the association work with the president of Olusola Ladoja to see how they can work together and reach out to the common front. Thank you.
Before we go, I'll ask two questions. The first one is, there is a scheme to give students loan. How do you expect students to go through school, collecting a loan, coming out of school, not getting a job to pay back that loan? In situations where these loans are not paid back,
yes,
what are the consequences, especially when that student has not been provided with a job?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, as a board member, as a board act that's guiding the student loan body, what institutes to universities will not be asked a dime until he finishes NYC, 1 year compulsory NYC. Secondly, you will make sure that the student already discussed with the federal government that once you are graduated, you don't federal government job or a state government job, you're under IPPIS, then automatically they'll be removing 10% until you have job. That is what the act says, until you have federal government job.
Interesting. And is this
Nobody will
loan
ask you for a
only
dime.
given to
Nobody
undergraduates?
will
How about those that
collect.
are pursuing masters and PhD?
Where the Student Loan Act did not torchlight the undergraduate and those ones that are only undergraduate. Those that finish secondary school apply for their first degree. I think that is the people that are entitled to that student loan.
So there are no loans that can empower graduates to pursue, their education. I think that's something that needs to look into.
Student loan board.
Okay, I didn't quite get the last thing you said.
You know that. I think by 2026, I believe that the act will be amended, and I said that is what we are looking at. But I believe that by 2026 or 2027, the president will, and they will start giving loan to people that are going for their masters.
The conversation with you. Do you have any last words before we end the show?
To remain focused and remain steadfast that we are going to the promised land, and the issue of ASU's right will end very soon. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless the Republic of Nigeria.
God bless you too. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Farouk, for being here with us and discuss the issues confronting our universities are not just institutional. They actually shape the future of Nigeria itself. So finding common ground is not optional. It is urgent. A very big thank you to our guests for sharing this insight. I am Priscilla Obasi. Join us again next time as we continue to spotlight the issues that matter to Nigerians. Bye for now.